Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. Here are the stories that we're following today, July 3rd, 2013. In international news, police questioning person in connection with Brooklyn house party shooting. In Indonesia, earthquake kills 22 and hurts 200. The NYPD's stop and frisk policy has long been controversial, and a pending court ruling could trigger sweeping reforms. In South Africa, Nelson Mandela grandson fights to move family burial plot to future tourist attraction. In sports, Jamaica's Williams Mills won Olympic bronze after breast cancer diagnosis. In Jamaica, Flow announces exclusive 24-hour cricket channel. And in South Africa, football and rugby teams to play for Mandela. In entertainment, Buju Banton contemplates next move. He may change lawyer. In Jamaica, Tony Rebel starts Justice of the Peace duties. And TCNHD is nominated for an award at the 11th International Soca Awards to be held in Grenada on August 6th. Details on these headlines and more when we return.
It's week 2 of our used car blowout month, and this week it's guaranteed credit approval. If we can't show you how to get approved, that car is on us. Log on now, GrecoAuto.com.
Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. This segment of the news is sponsored by Total Caribbean Network. In international news, police are questioning someone in connection with a weekend shooting at a Brooklyn house party that injured 9 people. Port Authority police say the man was picked up outside the Holland Tunnel. Police say they were tipped off by someone who recognized the man from surveillance photos released earlier. Police say 4 men and 5 women were shot early Sunday morning during a party on East 52nd Street in East Flatbush. Investigators say one of the suspects left the house party after some sort of altercation, came back with a gun, opened fire, and ran off. All of the victims, 4 men and 5 women, are expected to survive. In Indonesia, some of those who died were caught in a landslide or collapsing buildings. The 6.1 magnitude quake damaged more than 1,500 houses and buildings in Aceh province. Sutopo Purwo Nugroho of the National Disaster Mitigation Agency said 12 people were killed and 70 others were injured by a landslide or collapsing buildings in the worst hit area of Bener Meriah. He said 10 more people were killed and 140 injured in the neighboring Central Aceh district, where around 1,500 houses and buildings were damaged. Bener Meriah Deputy District Chief Rusli Saleh said rescuers were continuing to look for people trapped in the debris. And I quote, "We are now concentrating on searching for people who may be trapped under the rubble," he said. Bensu Ilianita, a 22-year-old resident of Bukit Sama village in Central Aceh district, said, "I see many houses were damaged and their roofs fell onto some people. Many people were injured, but it is difficult to evacuate them due to traffic jams." She said people in the village ran out of their homes in panic and screamed for help. At least 2 houses were totally flattened, she said, and the village has suffered a power cut. The quake also caused concern among officials attending a meeting of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum in Medan, the capital of neighboring North Sumatra province. They were escorted from the second-floor meeting room by security officers. Indonesia is prone to seismic upheaval due to its location on the Pacific Ring of Fire, an arc of volcanoes and fault lines encircling the Pacific Ocean. In 2004, a magnitude 9.1 earthquake off Aceh triggered a tsunami that killed 230,000 people in 14 countries. The future of stop and frisk could hinge on Manhattan federal judge Shira Scheindlin's ruling on a class action lawsuit, a decision that could come as early as this week. Legal experts predict Scheindlin will likely appoint an independent monitor to oversee the nation's largest police force if she finds the police procedure is unconstitutional. Plaintiffs charge stop and frisk provides tacit approval for racial profiling of suspects, with blacks and Hispanics targeted far more often than white New Yorkers. The mayor made headlines last week with his assertion that white New Yorkers were stopped too often by officers patrolling the 5 boroughs, and minority group members weren't stopped often enough. A Daily News analysis of NYPD data contradicts Bloomberg's claim by looking at all crime suspects versus just violent crime suspects, particularly in neighborhoods where blacks and Hispanics are in the population minority, but make up the majority of stops. City Hall released the statistics to support Bloomberg's controversial claim about stop and frisk and race. Bloomberg spokesman Mark Lavorgna defended the mayor's numbers, sticking to the violent suspect standard, and he blasted critics who charge cops rely on skin color to target suspects. And I quote, "Taking cops away from higher crime areas and sending them to the Upper East Side so the stops match a census report isn't going to do much to suppress violence when needed," he said. NYPD spokesman Paul Brown scoffed at the complaints about the precinct that covers the village. While police probably know the racial breakdown of stops aligns well with the racial breakdown of violent crime suspects citywide, cops were only searching for specific suspects on 16.5% of last year's stops. The rest were prompted by officers' reactions to furtive movements of other suspicious behavior. Regardless of Scheindlin's decision, the stop and frisk program faces, at best, an uncertain future. Stop and frisk stands at its heart. Backers like Bloomberg insist the program is responsible for the dramatic reduction in city murders. But critics say the NYPD hasn't effectively used the data to improve the way officers are protecting New Yorkers' civil rights. The NYPD has already lost one lawsuit over the practice, leading to a 2003 settlement requiring measures such as regular audits on stop and frisk data. Those numbers show the hit and mostly missed nature of stop and frisk. Nelson Mandela, the ailing former South African president, remains in critical condition as a judge issued a ruling in his family's increasingly bitter feud over the burial site of his deceased children and control of Mandela's legacy. The Eastern Cape High Court on Tuesday ordered the return of the remains of 3 of Mandela's children to his ancestral village in Qunu. A judge in the southern city of Matata ordered Mandela's eldest grandson, 39-year-old Nkosi Zwelithini Mandela, known as Mandla, to transfer the remains on Wednesday. Mandla allegedly moved the graves to Mezzo without the rest of the family's consent in 2011. Bolivia accused Austria of an act of aggression by searching President Evo Morales' plane on Wednesday and blamed Washington for its forced landing in Vienna over suspicions that former U.S. spy agency contractor Edward Snowden was on board. Morales' plane was stranded at Vienna airport for several hours after Portugal and France abruptly canceled air permits for it to fly through their airspace, but eventually resumed its flight home from an energy meeting in Moscow. Austria found no sign of Snowden on board. He is believed to still be in the transit area of a Moscow airport where he has been trying since June 23rd to find a country that will protect him from prosecution in the United States on espionage charges. The diversion and search of Morales' plane were the latest turns in the 30-year-old Snowden's bid to escape the clutches of the United States since he divulged details of a secret U.S. government surveillance program, PRISM. Bolivian Foreign Minister David Chukwuemeka blamed the forced stopover in Vienna on unfounded suspicions that Mr. Snowden was on the plane. Bolivia's ambassador to the United Nations told reporters in Geneva that Austria's decision to search the plane was an act of aggression and a violation of international law. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
It's week 2 of our used car blowout month, and this week it's guaranteed credit approval. If we can't show you how to get approved, that car is on us. Log on now. GrecoAuto.com.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Welcome back to Cannes. This segment is sponsored by Leica Mobile. In sports, Jamaican sprinter Noveline Williams-Mill won a bronze medal in London last summer despite dealing with breast cancer, she revealed in an interview with the Daily Mail. Williams-Mills learned of the diagnosis just weeks before the Olympics in London, where she won a bronze medal in the women's 4x400 meter relay. Her medal helped Jamaica to its best ever showing in an Olympic Games, and only her husband was aware of the diagnosis. The final operation was in January, according to reports. While she said she knew she would get some heat for not disclosing the illness, she told the Mail she now was emphasizing the importance of early detection. And I quote, "I'm still one of the top 400-meter runners in the world, and I want to see what I can do," said William Mills, who plans to run at the World Championships in Moscow. In Jamaica, in a move designed to delight the cricket community, Columbus Communications Jamaica Limited, operators of the Flow brand, announced the addition of a 24-hour cricket channel to its lineup. This cricket channel is the result of a partnership between Flow and 10 Cricket, a 24/7 cricket channel operated by ZTV and Asia Television. Under a 3-year agreement between the two organizations, 10 Cricket will be programmed exclusively on Flow in Jamaica, Trinidad, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, Antigua and St. Vincent until 2016. This news coincides with the start of the Salcon Cup Tri-Nation One-Day International Series featuring the West Indies, Sri Lanka and ICC Champions Trophy winners India. The channel will be a cricket lover's dream come true. South Africa's national football and rugby teams will play on the same day at the former World Cup Showpiece Stadium in Soweto to honor Nelson Mandela, bringing together the country's two most popular sports that once underlined deep racial divisions. The South African Sports Ministry said on Monday that Nelson Mandela Sports Day on August 17th at FNB Stadium, formerly Soccer City, was aimed at uniting the country and the world in celebration and promotion of the anti-apartheid leader's legacy. While calling the Sports Day a celebration of Mandela, the ministry referred to the somber mood in South Africa, with its beloved 94-year-old national hero still in a critical but stable condition after 25 days in the hospital. South Africa's football team will play Burkina Faso in an exhibition, and the Springboks will start their rugby championship campaign against Argentina. Both games will be at the 94,000-seat stadium on the outskirts of Soweto, a site that holds significance for sports and Mandela himself. Also in Jamaica, Upol Tharanga trashed an unbeaten 174 and Mahila Jawardene hit a silky 107 to lead Sri Lanka to a 161-run defeat of India in the Salcon Mobile ODI match at Sabina Park on Monday. After being sent into bat first, Sri Lanka amassed 348 and dismissed ICC World Cup champions India for 187. India's Ravindra Jadeja top scored with 49, not out against left-arm spinner Rangana Herat, who grabbed 3 to 37. Earlier, the 28-year-old Tharanga cashed in on a subdued India bowling and fielding performance to record his highest ODI score and his 13th century overall. He hit 19 fours and 3 sixes of 159 deliveries. The 36-year-old Jawardene, who normally bats in the middle order, struck 9 boundaries and 2 sixes of 112 balls for his 16th career ton. The duo shared in a stand of 213 for the opening wicket. Captain Angelo Matthews provided late impetus with a 29-ball 44 not out. India's off-spinner Ravichandran Ashwin took 1 to 67. Former men's national senior team football head coach Theodore Whitmore could be appointed to one of the national age group team's coaching staff following his resignation from the Jamaica Football Federation last month. President of the JFF, Captain Horace Burrell, disclosed that Whitmore could be back in the program. And I quote, "We have always wished Whitmore well and will continue to wish him well. Let me hasten to tell you that with the type of work that Whitmore has done and the experience and exposure that he gained over the several years as head coach of the senior team, we don't intend to have all that thrown aside," Burrell told reporters on Monday. "I know the technical committee is looking at the possibility of retaining Mr. Whitmore," he says, "to be involved in probably one of the lower age group teams." He says, "You should not cast aside experience, especially when people are at a fairly young age, people who have played and understand what top-level football is," he added. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
Since we announced Sign and Drive with zero out of pocket and low monthly payments, cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord with zero out of pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.
I can't believe your mom let you take your car out. This is awesome.
It's time to grow up.
You're crazy.
Little while
Faster. Stop.
it'll all be alright.
I raised my son to be careful,
Hey, sweetie.
Hey, Mom.
but just to be safe,
So don't you worry.
I got a Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Coleman Subaru, 1710 North Alden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, or colemansubaru.com.
Welcome back to Cannes. This segment is sponsored by TravelSpan Vacations. And in entertainment, Buju Banton is breathing a sigh of relief after a federal judge dismissed his gun charge last week. However, Judge James Moody also dismissed the reggae singer's application for a new trial on the grounds of juror misconduct. Buju Banton is now discussing with his lawyers whether or not he should appeal the judge's decision not to grant him a new trial. While he contemplates his next move, Buju Banton may also have to seek new legal representation since his current lawyer, Chukwi Lumumba, was selected mayor of Jackson, Mississippi last month. Last week, Moody handed down a ruling holding juror Terry Wright in contempt after she admitted to a Florida journalist that she researched aspects of the case during the high-profile trial. However, that was not enough for Moody to grant Buju Banton a new trial. He will continue to serve out his 10-year sentence in a Florida prison. Buju Banton has 14 days to appeal the judge's decision. Banton, born Mark Myrie, would be released from prison in February 2019 if he continues to serve his sentence. Weeks after being sworn in as the Justice of the Peace, entertainer Tony Rebel has started his duties signing and stamping official documents. The veteran reggae singer talked with Music News about the training process and his role. Gospel minister, producer, and singer Tommy Cowan was also sworn in recently as a JP. In addition to the signing and stamping of official documents, justices of the peace are required to attend the court juvenile and petty sessions, attend spirit licensing authority sessions, issue warrants and summonses, consider applications for bail, and witness the taking of caution statements. Reggae star Smiley Culture died from a self-inflicted stab wound to the chest during a police raid at his home, an inquest jury ruled Tuesday. Britain's independent newspaper reported that Surrey coroner Richard Travers said he would make a report to the Metropolitan Police on changes or improvements to the supervision of a prisoner at their home during a search. The 48-year-old singer, real name David Emmanuel, died from a single stab wound to the heart while police executed a search warrant at his Surrey home on March 15, 2011. And lastly, to family, friends, and supporters, the time has come to extend your support once more to the TCN HD family. The 11th International Soca Awards will be held in Grenada on August 6, 2013. TCN HD has been nominated for an award, so we are asking you to help make this a success for the family by voting. To make your vote count, you have to vote in all categories. TCN HD is nominated in category number 15 for Favorite Soca Info Website of the Year. We are also asking you to share this news and tell a friend to tell a friend. Thanks again for your continuous support. The website address is www.socaawards.com/welcome.ht.
Million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
Stop the music! It's week 2 of our used car blowout month, and this week it's guaranteed credit approval. If we can't show you how to get approved, that car is on us. Log on now. GrecoAuto.com.
Since we announced Sign and Drive with zero out of pocket and low monthly payments, cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord is zero out of pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.
I can't believe your mom let you take your car out. This is awesome.
It's time to grow up.
You're crazy.
Little while
Faster, go faster, go faster. Stop.
it'll all be alright.
I raised my son to be careful,
Hey, sweetie.
but just to be safe,
So don't you worry.
I got a Subaru.
Love. It's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Coleman Subaru, 1710 North Alden Avenue, Ewing, New Jersey, or ColemanSubaru.com.